Welcome back to another reaction video. This time, we're gonna look at Far Cry 6, the final preview. Now, I've been looking forward to Far Cry 6. I love Part 5, I love the Primal, and I love Part 4. They were all great games. Still have to finish New Dawn, but I'm gonna get to that. But Far Cry 6, definitely looking good. I definitely looking forward to the storyline and definitely looking forward to be playing in Mexico. So, saying. Anyway, let me go ahead and react to Far Cry 6, the final preview, because I know this is going to be the selling point for me. It wasn't really a selling point, but if anything, this will be the selling point. Here we go.
The Far Cry series has changed a lot since it first launched in 2004. Not everything has been as drastic as, say, Far Cry 2's choice to abandon the genetically engineered man monsters of the first, but almost every game has done its part to tweak things in some way or another. Far Cry 6 will certainly feel familiar to longtime fans, but also take some big swings at shaking things up. Based on my experience with the first few hours in a recent review,
I really love the guns on here.
It works really well, though I'm not entirely sold on some of its newer elements.
All right, this is written by John Ryan.
The core pillars of Far Cry-dom, exotic locations, maniacal bad guys, and a hefty dose of madcap violence are all still there. Other more recent mainstays like treasure hunts and Fangs for Hire return as well, and while I can't deny that Chorizo the wheelchair-bound dachshund is as adorable as his distraction ability,
little puppy.
I think my favorite recruit so far is Guapa the alligator.
Oh, damn.
He's handsome, he's hungry. Simple.
Guapo.
Aside from the shift back to third-person cutscenes, which we haven't seen since the original Far Cry 17 years ago, the biggest change to the Far Cry formula is probably how character progression works. Since Far Cry 3, we've earned XP to unlock new perks and abilities in those RPG-style skill trees, but not anymore. Now, almost all of your character progression is tied to your weapons and gear, and while that's definitely a big departure from the norm we've come to expect, I think it works, for the most part. You do still technically level up, increasing your guerrilla rank as you complete missions, clear outposts and checkpoints, and generally do all the Far Cry-y stuff we know and love, but instead of earning skill points to unlock abilities, you'll gain access to new gear, particularly the new Resolver weapons and Supremos. The Xenon guns and gadget backpacks.
I think that probably worked better.
Which can then be customized with mods that offer perks and buffs that mirror the skills we're used to. The simplest way to look at it now, I think, is like this. Instead of picking a ton of upgrades you'll always have, you can now swap between them like separate loadouts. If I want to avoid a fight, maybe I'll equip the EMP Supremo that deactivates security cameras, alarms, and vehicles, and pair it with
that'd be way better.
And some distraction-focused consumables. Or if I do want to go loud, I could use the Furioso
switch add-ons to the weapons.
Blast a ring of fire around me with bullet and flame-resistant gear, and a kit full of grenades and Molotovs, and a flamethrower, obviously.
Yeah, I like the customization.
The right tool for the right job mentality extends beyond just a simple choice of playstyle, though. It's something the design team has baked into every encounter you'll face. Probably the most important weapon mod you'll unlock are the different ammo types, since just about every enemy you'll run into has resistance.
What if you look at the binoculars?
To one or the other. Armored enemies require AP rounds, for example, and other varietals like explosive or poison ammo have been added into the mix too. This will surely make for some interesting tactical decisions later on, but I also found myself a bit frustrated with how often I had to run to a crafting station to swap in a new type of ammo before getting into a firefight. It was never a real hassle to find one, almost every enemy outpost or crossroads has one nearby, but a lot of the fun of Far Cry, for me, has always been that scramble to come out on top when a plan goes awry or you randomly cross paths with an enemy patrol. That's a hard feeling to recapture if you're being penalized for having fire bullets loaded in instead of explosive rounds. I'm also not wild about the series' move towards health bars you need to drain for each enemy. To be clear, enemies in Far Cry 6 aren't the full-on bullet sponges they were in New Dawn, and there are some guaranteed one-hit kills at your disposal. But as someone who typically ascribes to the being shot in the face should kill you mentality, I can't help but feel a little frustrated when that doesn't happen. That said, there are some interesting strategic additions to Far Cry 6's combat too. Some new enemy types add the good kind of hurdle that makes firefights more dynamic and feel more frantic. Medics, for example, can revive fallen comrades, while engineers and officers, I mean this is an actual army you're fighting after all, not a ragtag bunch of pirates or cultists, will plant turrets and call reinforcements, or can even target an airstrike towards you if you found a sniper's perch. Personal gripes about hit bars aside, it's worth noting that the UI is customizable enough that you can remove the visual aspect at least. What works in Far Cry 6 seems to really work, and I'm excited to explore.
So this is not a preview, this is more like a review.
It's a beautiful world that offers some interesting new ideas and challenges, and I'm looking forward to seeing just how this iteration of the Far Cry formula comes together in full. For more on Far Cry 6, watch the latest official story trailer or check out the 6 wildest things we saw in our demo. And for more on games or just adorable animal companions, stick around on IGN.
Hey, gotta love the music. IGN. Okay. So let me go ahead and respond to that. So I do like the way you can customize the add-ons to your weapons, because it seems that's going to work a lot better for certain situations. Like, for instance, for me, I always, like, when I play Far Cry in the Far Cry games, I always try to disable the alarms first. That's the first thing I try to do. I try to do stealthily. Sometimes I get caught, and then they go and run into the alarm, then they alarm everybody, and everybody comes. Then, you're getting shot up, and like, yeah, it's crazy. But the main thing I do when I go to a base is always try to disable the alarms. That's the first thing I do. That way, if I do get caught by accident, they can't call for reinforcements. So I do like how you can kind of customize your add-ons to kind of, take out the alarms a different way, instead of just trying to go and sneak up there and just, disable them by hand. But they seem like it. Well, I'm glad they brought the cinematics back. I haven't played the first or the second one, so it looked like they came from the early ones, but I do remember playing part 4, and they did have cinematics sort of in that. And those were good. I appreciate it, but they were long. And I hated that you couldn't skip them. I hated that part. Like, you had to watch the cinematics. Even if you, like say if you died and you had to restart, you had to watch the cinematic. And that was annoying. So hopefully it's not like that. Hopefully they give you the option to skip the cinematic if you don't want to watch it. So, but I guess time will tell on that. And I do like how you can customize your weapons and you can still level up. And the only thing I didn't really catch is increasing your ammo space, increasing your health, and increasing your, your health packs and all that or whatever. I didn't see anything about that. It might have happened, but I didn't catch it. But I do appreciate him really giving us a breakdown of the weapons and the add-ons. So it's definitely going to be different. Definitely looking toward that. And I'm just looking forward to this game, because this game, I love Far Cry just in general. And I hope they do a good job with the modifications they did with the gameplay. And hopefully all goes well. And I wish the best for this game. Other than that, if you enjoyed my reaction, you know what to do, and smash that like button. And if you haven't already, consider subscribing to my channel and hit that notification bell. That way you get notified every time I drop another reaction video or when I go live. Other than that, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed my reaction, and I will see you guys in the next reaction video. Adios.